So here we are at noon. We're going to start right now. Hello, I am Jody Kaylor, coach, clairvoyant reader, and energy healer. And I've been trained by Gay and Kathlyn Hendricks. This is Hendricks How-Tos, where one coach or another will come on live twice a week to talk about one of the many tools that are available here. We like to do just snippets, little bite-sized things you can learn from and go and play with and incorporate or reject. It's up to you. So today I want to talk about drifting and shifting. And this starts with the foundation of how is life normally. We tend to think of a baseline of living in ease and flow, and life is flowing along, but invariably something happens. And that you can see in this very old 2007 version of the learning cycle, where ease and flow, life is going on, but invariably something happens. And then you have the choice to shake it off, get back to ease and flow, or you might drift a bit. Let's say it's about doing your taxes, and you're doing your taxes and all of a sudden you just, something happens, and it could be that you can't find the receipt you need, or you're having trouble with the form, the electronic form, it's not intuitive enough, can't calculate something. So something happens and it sends you into a drift. And this could be overwhelm, this could be negative self-talk. I don't know how to do taxes, or I'm not good with numbers. And it can send you into a spin, but you certainly are no longer in ease and flow. And then you might find a way to shift that and come back up, or you might go more deeply down into the drama triangle, but that's a story for another day, which takes you into a deeper spin and perhaps longer to get out. But drifting from your shift, it's first noticing, where are you located? Am I here, or have I gone into futurizing and spaciness and worry about getting your taxes done? So shifting from drifting. So first of all, noticing. It's like with airplanes. And I've said this before on one of these how-tos. Airplanes, let's say this one is taking off from New York and going to London. They take off and they have instrument panels. They have a course plan. They drift and then they shift, and they drift and they shift. The key thing about this concept is that they get to the destination by being off course 90% of the time. So that's kind of like life. Something happens. Oh, you spill the milk, you clean it up, you shift back. And then some drifts are bigger than others. So shifts can take many forms. This is a very brief list, again, from 2007. And you can breathe. And as I've spoken about before, I did one of these how-tos on breathe, move, love. So breathe, move your body. Changing your position changes your mind, as does which I've shared about. The audible all down to your toes. That changes you from reactive brain to creative brain. So these are some of the shifts that you can use. You could appreciate yourself or another person, whoever might be involved. For me, walking in nature is a favorite, meditating. You can play with it, play with somebody else with whatever the issue is that's going on. So we're talking about being in ease and flow as a baseline. Something always happens. We drift to some degree or another. We choose to shift back. Now, let's see, what else did I want to add about this? I'm not sure. I think drifting and shifting is like the airplanes with their instrument panels. They have ways to be notified that they've drifted. So that is your homework. Notice when and how you drift. Notice what your favorite shifts are. Notice how to locate yourself. Have I gone off course? And that happens. I've had that experience where I might be looking at Facebook or something and think, okay, that's enough, because a signal comes up that my body feels done and it's not really what I want to be doing. There are times when I might watch a movie from a healthy place of, I'm enjoying this is what I want to be doing. But if I overdo watching, I'll get a signal that, time to shift, time to move the body and do something completely different. So that is drift and shift. Just ease and flow. What is your drift? Make the shift. And most importantly, it's not how often we shift. That's not necessarily a problem, as we talked about with the airplane metaphor. It's not a problem that they drifted 90% of the time on the way to London. They shifted. It's about making the shift. Also, suffering is optional. You don't have to beat yourself up when you drift, even if it's a big drift. So that is drift and shift. Thank you for joining me. See you next time on Hendricks How-Tos.